you must change in order for things to change. And Tony Robbins has that famous quote, when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing, then you will change. Came across an interesting definition the other day, and I wanted to share it on here because I feel like it's very relevant to practice in school. The attribution or the proclaiming that something is fate is fundamentally making decisions in life on fear, self-preservation, and the illusion or projection of future possible pain. In this state, we name and blame others and events for our life, and lack of action is the key identity feature. The antithesis of that is the attribution of destiny, making choices involving risk, courage, and discovery, going beyond the limitations of fear, of self, and beliefs of origin. Beliefs of origin are like family-given beliefs. So how does that pertain? It seems like every week I am speaking to somebody that's in practice that says they're not getting enough patients, or they've built a moderate amount, but they're not where they want to be, or they've built something that's actually pretty big, something to be proud of, and they hate it. All of them use the same language. It's this victim language, and I don't think they realize that they do it. And I guess this is just how it is, or this is how it's supposed to be, or this is just what it's like up here. And no, it's a lack of responsibility, realizing that if your practice is not to where you want it to be as far as big enough, then you better learn how to market yourself. You better learn how to storytell. You better learn how to get involved with the community and create a brand for yourself and create offers. Givers get. So how can you give more than what you're doing right now? And realize we give on 3 planes. We give on the physical level, on the intellectual level, and on the spiritual level. So you can start by giving more to the people that are already paying you, giving more to your staff if you have staff, and giving more to the people that you already have in your community. How can you serve at a higher level? Maybe it's at church, maybe it's in local groups, maybe it's in events, maybe it's just being a better listener. Maybe it's just asking better questions and being a better conversationalist. Maybe it is being a better doctor and knowing how to direct people the right way and not doing quote unquote managed care. If I adjust you once a month, but how do you elevate their health? How do you make them feel even better than they can consciously desire? If we do not take control of our own life and our own decisions and acknowledge that everything around me is my fault, your current business level, how your marriage is, what your kids think about you, everything is your responsibility. When you can come to terms with that, when you can say, good, everything is my fault, everything is my responsibility, it is from there. Now I start to, one, have gratitude because I actually have way more control than I'm realizing. It's not just what people think of me. It's actually how I influence people and circumstances. So it's how powerful can I be? You must change in order for things to change. And Tony Robbins has that famous quote, when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing, then you will change. How much pain do you need to remind you that, hey, this isn't working? I can either be the fly butting against the window over and over again, or I can turn around and fly 5 feet and go right out that door. And one of them I die exhibiting tons and tons of energy, and the other one's very little energy, trying something different. But we get so hooked into doing the same, either from what was modeled to us or what we've done in the past, that we get stuck in bondage. We get stuck in our current results. So if you want to get to the next level in business, whether it's having your first 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K a month, then you must change. If it is just starting your practice, if it's going from nothing to something, then you must change. You cannot show up as a student anymore. And if you want to learn how to adjust better or learn how to diagnose better, then you must do different. You must study different. You must apply yourself. You must start doing drawings. Ideally, you're able to artistically imagine what a cervical spinal unit looks like so you can actually adjust it in your mind. All that stuff does matter. So you have on one hand fate and blaming people, scenarios, circumstances, my environment, my upbringing. Oh, I never saw that, so I don't know how. I've never done this before. So-and-so wasn't nice to me. It goes into that whole joke of why traditional psychotherapy doesn't work. And I'm not saying all psychotherapy doesn't work. I'm saying traditional, as in the kind where you go back and relive your past. We know that doesn't work. It's psychologically been proven it doesn't work because you're thinking about your problems from the current brainwave state, And when you think about your problems in high wave beta, when you think about your current problems and the things you don't like from the same mindset that created them, it makes your brain worse and doesn't actually help you. So it goes back to the quote of, why does traditional psychotherapy not work? Because you spend 5 years and $30,000 to figure out your mom did it to you. It's a joke, and there's something to it. It's bathing in our own shit, bathing in our own wounds, bathing in our own cherishly held beliefs is making you feel stuck. As opposed to, I'm going to take action, I'm going to take agency, I'm going to feel so much gratitude that I have way more say in my life than I even realize. So much so that probably the reason why I'm avoiding accepting that is it feels scary. It means that no one's going to come help me. It means that if something doesn't work, it's my fault. And it tips into the 3 fears, the 3 core fears that anybody has. It's biological. They're wired into your brain. One is rejection, one is humiliation, and one is death. And really, they all come down to death. Because if I get rejected out of the tribe, I'm humiliated publicly, I cannot stay with the tribe, I cannot hunt with the tribe, I don't have a place to live, then eventually I die. Being alone is in there too, but alone taps into biological fear, where it's the core need for this human animal is to procreate. It's genetic immortality. So if I am forced to be alone, whether it's alone in business, alone with my thoughts, or even alone for a night to just think about things, taking agency is awareness. Taking agency meaning taking responsibility, having more choice, and also having gratitude in that choice. Things are your fault. Everything in your life is your fault. It is all cause and effect. Your life is the sum total of your choices and your thoughts and your beliefs. And what are beliefs? They're just thoughts you keep having. They're just decisions you keep making. The moment you can be grateful that you have as much power as you do, the moment you decide to take agency and start to push through your current circumstances and do different, that is when you will be given everything you want. So, everything you want, you can have. You must, 1, decide you want it, and 2, put in the adequate effort to go get it. No one will hand it to you. And that's also, to end on one final note, whenever you change, expect resistance. Expect challenge. Expect you to be tested. And there's a lot of reasons why. But just the acknowledgement of, if I am swimming with the current one way and I decide to go the other because I don't like where it's taking me, are you going to feel resistance? Yes. Acknowledging that. It doesn't mean that things are not working in the beginning. It means that when I change, everything else changes around me. And when everything else is forced to change, when I am electing to change, the things that are forced to change by my decisions are going to give me friction. Be agents of change. Make decisions, make powerful decisions, be committed to those decisions, make the recognition of everything is your fault, everything is your responsibility, and that is amazing, because that means you can take control and you can actually start building the life you want.